Hello, my beautiful Capricorn. Thank you so much for joining me. This is going to be your full moon reading. So we're going to look at what is kind of coming to the peak for the peak of the cycle. We looked at your new moon a couple weeks ago to see what we were starting for the cycle, and now we're at the peak. So we're at the fullness. We're at the best part, maybe. If you're new here, my name is Melissa, and I do zodiac tarot readings based on the new moon and the full moon. So, as I just said, the new moon is about the beginning of the cycle, what intentions we're putting out there. The full moon is what's ripe to harvest from those intentions, what's coming to the surface that we need to deal with, what manifestations are coming to fruition for us, and also what needs to fall away in order to start the next cycle. Because sometimes if we're relating it to, we have a jumper, if we relate it to like the harvesting of the crops, like kind of it was used for the moon, you plant the seeds, literally you plant the seeds at the new moon at the beginning of the cycle, and then the full moon is where you go in and you harvest everything that grew, and also it's where you cull off stuff that didn't kind of bear fruit for you. So if you had some duds or some stuff that didn't really pan out, you would pull those up to make the soil fresh for a new planting. So we're going to look at the peak, what we're plucking off of the leaves and all of that good stuff, and then also what we need to pull up by the roots, get rid of, to make the soil a little bit more fertile for the next planting. So the card that jumped out when I was just talking to you is the High Priestess card. The High Priestess card is all about intuition. So I feel like we're looking, first I look at your overall energy for the full moon and what's going on. Look at that big full moon in the background. Look at that. It's all about intuition and trusting yourself and, you know, kind of letting go of the outcome. So I feel like that's where we're at for this peak, is just like you're really working on that intuitive muscle. Okay. All right. What else do we have for Capricorn's full moon energy? Where did it go? It went way back here. Sorry. Ow. It's okay. All that for a King of Wands. I'm okay. Was it only one card? Because I thought more than one card came out. It was only one card. Okay, so the King of Wands. Ow. If I edited videos, that's totally staying in there. The King of Wands. Okay, so we have the High Priestess and the King of Wands for your overall full moon energy. I feel like you're definitely working that intuitive muscle, and you're kind of using it for some creative stuff. This is like kind of mastering your creativity, your spiritual side. The wands for me indicate kind of both or one or the other. It's really spirit or spirituality or creativity, which kind of go hand in hand. I mean, if you think about really creative persons, if you think about creative people, and, you know, when they want to create stuff is when they're inspired. They have a muse, right? They have a muse that whispers in their ear what they should create, and it inspires them. Well, inspire, if you break it down, is in spirit, right? It comes from in spirits. That's spirit kind of working through you in that creative manner. I kind of feel like the High Priestess could be this muse right here, right? That I was just saying, there's a muse whispering in your ear, your intuition whispering in your ear to help you kind of master that creativity, master your spirituality, your intuition, your all of that stuff. Like you have, I feel like you're kind of working those muscles, right? You're working that intuition, that creativity, and they really pair well together. So that could be what we're looking at here. Now, Capricorns, typically, not everyone's the same, and there could be all kinds of other stuff in your birth chart. But for the most part, generalizing, Capricorns are hard workers. They're the go-getters. They're determined. Less on the intuitive, following your guts kind of creativity person. So I feel like this might be something kind of out of your norm. that you're kind of wanting to work on. And I feel like for the full energy, the full peak energy of the full moon, I feel like that's kind of what's coming up for you, what you're really doing with yourself, what's manifesting, and what's ready for you to start using. And, you know, like what you're plucking off the vine is that intuition and that creativity. So I feel like that's the energy that we have surrounding your full moon time period. Let's see what else we have going on. So what does Capricorn need to know going forward the next couple of weeks? Oh, yeah, that's not, no, that's way too many cards. But we did have one that came out by itself. Ooh, Eight of Swords. So you're feeling a little bit bound by something, okay? So what you need to know is, you know, don't allow yourself to be bound. Fight it off. Somebody comes at you with some rope and a blindfold. You know what's up. You're going to fight, kicking and screaming. Don't allow yourself to be blindfolded. In a lot of cases, this can represent you kind of binding yourself off, but I don't see that. I see you working on that intuition, working on that creativity. That's what you've got going on for you. As for what you need to know about the situation is that there can be forces out there. There can be naysayers out there that want you to be bound in some way, that want you to be kind of cut off from the rest of the world. They don't want you to know what you know, you know? They feel like you trusting your intuition can, you know, maybe get them, like, you know, maybe you're gonna learn something about them that they don't want you to know. So they want you to feel, they don't want you to feel connected. They want you to feel cut off. So that's kind of, I feel like a warning. What you need to know is that there's some people out there that are, you know, hoping that you don't get in touch with the side of yourself. What else does Capricorn need to know about this full moon energy in the next couple of weeks? Queen of Pentacles, okay? The Queen of Pentacles is kind of more mature and really good with her tangible things, with her money, with her house. She keeps things stable. She keeps things steady, and she kind of keeps things running, right? She keeps it going. So I feel like there is somebody, the court cards usually represent people. That's why I felt like the King of Wands was you in this case. This Queen of Wands can be somebody mature in your life, a mother, a sister, somebody that's, you know, that's really good with their finances or really good with, you know, keeping the house. That is there, I feel like, in support of you. The way the cards sit next to each other, she's kind of looking at the Eight of Swords being bound is like, I don't know if it'll pick up her expression, but it's kind of almost like a longing, like she wants to help you, but she's holding the pentacle, right? Her hands are busy. Her, like, she's really got her hands full. She's doing her own thing. She's taking care of the home. She's taking care of her money. She's taking care of things. And she wants you to not, you know, it's like, I don't like seeing you like this. I'm like longing for you to break free of this. So what I feel like is there is definitely a supportive, mature, kind of maybe maternal type of person in your life that is supporting you, but kind of from afar. I don't feel like they don't want to intervene. I feel like it hasn't happened yet. You're not bound yet. So maybe that's why I'm feeling like there's no intervening necessary. But I think that there is somebody in your life that kind of sees that this might be something down the road for you. They see something in you that makes them a little bit more longing. But yeah, I feel like there's definitely a support there for you that is rooting for you. There's somebody rooting for you. Somebody kind of maybe older, mature, maternal, kind of good at keeping house and keeping track of the finances and that sort of stuff. takes care of the hearth and home, I guess. But there's definitely a support there that wants to see you through if this situation comes up. So let me get another card to clarify this Eight of Swords to see what's going on there. What is this Eight of Swords about? We have the Four of Wands. Okay, I feel like the Four of Wands, for me in this deck, I feel like this Four of Wands, it kind of looks like, what is it called? And I don't know which faith. There's a faith where it's, correct me if I'm wrong. I am not a religious expert, a religions expert. I could totally be getting this wrong. Feel free to correct me in the comments. Don't bash me though, because I'm disclaimer. I don't know all of the religions, but it's like, it may be like a Jewish faith or something. It's called like a Hopa or something like that. Or maybe it's a Native American. I don't know. But it's like the covering there, right? It's not the threshold. Like in a lot of like Christian-ish weddings, they have like an arch or like something that you walk through. I feel like that's what that is. It's to create the stability of a relationship. This reminds me a lot of a wedding, okay? So I feel like this Eight of Swords, to clarify this Eight of Swords, this could be somebody that you're in partnership with that may be trying to keep you from your intuition and mastering or doing something creative. I feel like there's a person. I feel like it's a partnership. So could be romantic partnership, friendship, work partnership. But there is somebody that kind of wants to keep you bound, okay? They want to keep you from, being inspired. They like you not inspired. They like you just to work hard and not do anything creative. They don't want you to get in touch with your intuition because you might see something that they don't want you to see, or, I feel like that's coming from a partnership of some sort, however it resonates for you. But there is definitely a strong female energy, female, feminine, maternal energy that comes in as a support for you. So I feel like if there is a maternal kind of person in your life that is like trying to warn you of something that they see in somebody around you, I would listen to them. I feel like that is going to be important for you this coming couple of weeks. If something seems off with someone, trust your gut, okay? Trust your feelings when it comes to partnerships, creating partnerships, old partnerships. Trust your gut when it comes to that. And, if there's somebody kind of influential in your life that is kind of, feminine in nature, good with the home and finances and that kind of stuff, I would trust them as well. Allow them to help your intuition along. But yeah, let's get some more cards as I say that. Okay. All right. So this is kind of advice. Holy crap. Well, this is okay. This is okay. So we have the Chariot card, which could represent a Cancer. If you know any Cancers, this could represent Cancer. This also is kind of overcoming an obstacle or actually traveling. I really don't think it's traveling. I think it's overcoming this obstacle of this partnership or person that kind of wants to keep you hidden away. They want to keep you bound and, caged. But I feel like this is overcoming, what you need to know about the situation, advice to take. You're going to overcome this Tower moment. Okay, you're going to have some Tower energy going on here. But next to the Chariot, you totally overcome this. There will likely be a decision that you may need to make. We have the crescent moon there, so I would say probably in about a week when we're pretty waxed out on the moon and back to crescent. I would say probably in about a week or so, there may be a decision that needs to be made. But I feel like it's all because of this Tower. Something unexpected and sudden is going to shake shit up. And I think that's going to cause this decision to be made. to need to be made. Overcoming, though, you're going to overcome it. Whatever decision you make will be for the best. But it's okay. So how they are laid out, this one came out first, this one's right below it. 2 blindfolds. Okay, 2 blindfolds. You can't see her hands. You can't see her hands. It's very like mysterious. Who tied her up? What is she? This one's just not really tied, but she does have those swords in front of her. How did they get there? How tightly is that fabric over her? Could she just move her arms and free herself and undo the blindfold? You know, like there's a lot of questions here. There's a lot of mystery to what's going on with this blindfolded person. With this is the clarifier for the top card, the 8 of Swords, where she's actually wrapped and bound. There's a lot of similarities there, and it's really, there's going to be a decision that you don't want to make. You want to turn a blind eye, you want to blindfold yourself and not deal with it, but you're going to have to, because this tower is going to fall. Something very sudden could be coming up, right, for you that requires a decision to be made. But that crescent is really telling me that it's going to be in about a week. I'm not really good with time, but being that this is a full moon reading and we're at the peak of the cycle, this crescent, it could be the crescent for the next phase when we're actually waxing, but it's either 1 week or 3. We'll go with that. But I feel like it's going to be kind of between a full and a new, or a new and a full, or something like that. It's going to be kind of when the moon is crescent. But you overcome this tower by making a decision. There is a decision that I feel like you're going to have to make, because something is going to happen that's going to be unexpected. Expect the unexpected, and but know that you have the power to overcome this. That's what I'm getting here. We had another one come out. 6 of Swords. It might be time to escape something. If there is something difficult going on that this tower could be representing, it's time to get out. I feel like get out while you can. The tower for me usually is, it has to fall in order to build something in its place. It's not on a good foundation. Look at the water down here. That's not a solid foundation for a tower to be on. You need to build that solid layer first. This tower was never really meant to withstand harsh weather, because that foundation wasn't built first. But, we have the Chariot right in front of it, so it's definitely being, you're going to be protected in this, but there's going to be a decision that maybe leads you to getting on his boat and getting the heck out of there, okay? But yeah, this is definitely a decision that's going to need to be made, and I feel like you're leaning toward that because of this tower moment. Something is going to happen. Could be why they don't want you. They want you bound, and they want you silenced from your intuition and your creativity, because they don't want this tower moment to happen, because they're afraid you will get on this boat and take off. But do we have any final parting words for Capricorn? Knight of Swords. Okay. I don't know why I was drifting off to the side like that. The Knight of Swords. So somebody swooping in, fast talker, some kind of communication that comes in, like you need to watch that communication. This for me, the Knights are always kind of slick for this deck. They're kind of slick, and they kind of slide in there, and like the Knight of Cups is kind of like he toys with your heart and plays with your emotions, plays off of your emotions. And this one is more of a harsh communicator. Like he says all the right things. He he says what he knows you want to hear. He makes himself look so good. Maybe like a little narcissistic, maybe. But yeah, I feel like that could be an indicator for you if you were questioning who this partnership might be. If there's anybody that kind of gives you the same feeling you get when you see this card, if you want to just stare at the card for a minute, see if anybody comes to you. then I feel like that could be why this card jumped out, to kind of clarify for you in case you were wondering who that person might be. There is somebody that just, they talk really fast, they say all the right things and leave you wondering if they're blowing smoke up your ass. You know, like there's just a fast talker, smooth talker, car salesman vibes, okay? If you get that off of anyone, then I feel like that was just meant to clarify who we were talking about for you. But yes, trust your intuition, trust your gut. Be aware that there is support for you. There is somebody cheering you on, even if it's from afar. They don't want to get too close. Maybe you won't allow them to get close, but they are cheering you on. But there is definitely a shakeup that's going down, that's going to lead you to a decision, which may have you getting on that Six of Swords boat. But yeah, clarifying, if there's somebody that gives you used carsman sales vibes, probably no. All right, so leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Yeah, give me a little feedback if you will. So thank you so much for joining me for your full moon reading. I will see you in a couple of weeks for your next reading, and thank you so much for being here. As always, have a blessed day.